Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to How It Stitches. Yeah, in today's video we're going to be making a basic bodice. Quickly before we start, subscribe to my channel, like it, share it, comment on it, and also press the notification bell so that anytime I upload any video you'll be the first to be notified. So we're going to start drafting our basic bodice. So we're going to have a starting point here. So this is half an inch. The next is our bust point. My bust point is 12 inches, but because I have no much space on top here, on top of this place, to extend my half inch for closing, what I'll be doing here is I have my 12 inches as my bust point, so I'm going to add half inch. So by the time I join my shoulder here, the fabric shoulder, this particular shoulder to the fabric, I'm assuming that this is actually a paper, a pattern paper, but let's assume that this is the material. This half inch I've added here, this is where it's going to reflect because I have no much space on top of this place, which I will come back to come and extend by. So this half inch I'm adding here, I'm using it, I will use it later to join it to my lining. So I'm assuming that this is my material. So my under the bust is 17 inches. I'm still going to put the half inch so that by the time we join our material to our lining, this 1 inch will jump up to this place. This one will complement this. And also I have my second half length to be 26. I'm still going to join the half inch also continuously. So I know you guys will be surprised. I have first half length and second half length. Yes, when you're working with bigger sizes, you find a way around to make things easy for you. So how I make it easy is my under the bust, I call it half length. Then the biggest part of my tummy, because when you're working for a bigger size person, you already know that they have a big belly. There's big bust, there's a big belly, and there's a big hip. So always have that at the back of your mind. So, and that is why I've come up with this half length, first half length and second half length, then before the length of my blouse or the hip of my blouse. So from the shoulder here, I have my bust point to be 12 and half. My under the bust is 17 plus half, which is 17 and half. My um shoulder to my second half length is 26 and half. Then I would like to have the length of 31, the length of 31. Then I will add 1.5 for my folding allowance. After drafting, I'm going to add another paper here to extend the length of my fabric or the length of my pattern. So quickly, let's have our horizontal line. So I'm not going to be marking exactly on this 12. What it automatically means is that this half here that I added is where our new bust point is. So I'm going to be making my markings on this particular line here. Then these two, I'm going to be making it on that half inch that we added. So continuously. So remember at this bottom part of it, I'm going to be adding another paper to extend it and get the exact length I need for this tutorial. So now this is our shoulder line. My shoulder is 16 inches. 16 divided by 2 is 8 inches. 8 inches. Okay, so I'm going to also put another inches just so that we'll have a straight line. We'll work with a straight line. So this is another 8 inches. Then I'll extend the lines. So this is it. Now, for a plus size person, there's a way I derive their armhole. How I get the armhole for a bigger sized person is, for instance, my bust is 49 because I'm also a big person. I'm on the bigger size. So my bust is 49 inches. What I do is I divide 49 inches by 4 minus 1.5. So whatever it gives me is my armhole. So let's calculate it and see what we get from it. So 49 inches 49 inches divided by 4, first of all, will give us 12.25. Then we minus our 1.5 from it, which will give us 10.75. So this is the armhole I'm going to be working with, 10.75. This is how I derive my armhole for a bigger size person. So I'll come here, go down by 1 inch of off my shoulder line. I came down by 1 inch. So from here, I'm going to be placing my 10.75, which is here. So feel free to call this part my chest line. So this is my chest line, while this is my bust point. So I'm going to place my tape here to get my midpoint. So I have my 10.75 here. 10.75 divided by 2. 10.75 divided by 2 is going to give me 10.75 10.775 divided by 2 will give me 5.375. So I'm going to place my tape here and place my 5.375. So from here we're going to come in by half an inch, depending on what you want to work with. So but for me, I'm coming in here by half an inch. So this is our front armhole. This is our front armhole. Sorry, I'm using my free hand because I'm comfortable using it. You feel free to use your curves if you have one. So this is our front armhole. And for the back armhole, just come here and just blend it with this. and you get your back armhole. So that is it. So I'll quickly place my main measurement. So my bust divided by 4, my bust is 49. 49 divided by 4 is going to give us 12.25. 12.25. And here is it. So my under the bust is my first half length, which is my under the bust, is 43 inches. So 43 inches divided by 4, 3 inches divided by 4 will give us 10.75. We'll place it here, 10.75. Then here I call it my second half length. This is the biggest part of my tummy. So one thing also I found out working with plus size people is that most of the times you find out that their bust, their tummy, and their hip are of the same inch. For instance, the measurement I'm using for this tutorial, which is my measurement, my bust is 49. The biggest part of my tummy is 49. My hip also is 49. So this is exactly what you would likely come across when you're working or you're making um, a clothes for a bigger size person. So now the same measurement I have here, I'm going to place here because they are the same, 12.25. So, and that is it. I'm going to extend my paper so that I'll be able to get my full length. So, but before then, for this particular tutorial, I'm going to be making it a bodice without a dart. Yes, a bodice without a dart. I'm going to be making a video also where we will make a bodice with a dart. For this tutorial, we are just making a simple bodice, a simple dartless bodice. So this is it. The next thing we are going to impute is our closing allowance. It depends on you. Some people like to use 0.5, which is half inch. Some work with 1 inch, and some also work. So it depends on what closing allowance you would like for your own um, clothing. So, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to be working with 1 inch. So I'm going to be working with 1 inch. I'm going to be working with 1 inch. Then also remember that as a simple bodice, you need ease. You need ease for your simple bodice so that you'll be comfortable in it. So now, for me, I would like to do 1 inch, 1 inch, so that it's not too tight. 1 inch is okay for me. If you want to go with half inch, it all depends on you. But for me, I want to use 1 inch. So I'm going to connect. Nice. So this is it. So try as much as possible not to allow here to be sharp. You blend it, blend it. So this is it. Then coming down to the neck, because it's a simple basic bodice, I would like to go with the neck width of 3.5. And also remember that as you place 3.5 here, by the time you're closing your neck, joining it to a lining or piping it, half inch is going, thereby extending it to 4. So whenever you're taking the neck width of your client or your own um, dress, your own bodies, please always remember that if you take 2.5, you end up having 3 inches. If you take 3 inches, you end up at 3.5. So for me, I am working with 3.5, meaning that at the end of the day, after joining my lining or piping it with a bias, I'm going to end up having the neck width of 4 inches. So this is it. Then the neck length of also 4 inches is what I need. So this is it. 3.5. So I'm going to use my free hand to blend it. So for my back neck width, I'm going to use 1 inch for that. 1 inch for my back neck width. So also with my free hand, I'm going to also blend it. So this is it. So I'm going to cut it out. Then the pieces I have from cutting it out, I use it to extend the length that I require. Cut, cut it out so that I can get a pieces for the extension. So I'm going to be splitting here. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. I was supposed to cut the back armhole, cut on the back armhole. Sorry for that mistake. So as soon as you get to this place, you curve it in. Don't allow it to be sharp. So this is it. I'm going to I'm going to extend. I'm going to extend my measurement here using my masking tape to join these pieces of paper together. The masking tapes are very important, especially when you're making your tutorials that you know you're going to be connecting or joining pieces while making the video. So you need it. You need a masking tape. It's very important in sewing. So the main length that I need for this tutorial is 31 inches. Then I'm going to add 1.5 for closing it. So let me extend the lines. So this is the hip of my bodice, the full length of my bodice. So since um I have the same measurement for my bust and the fuller part of my tummy, I'll just work with it because it's still the same measurement I have as my hip. So what I have here is what I'm going to extend also down there. So I have 12.25 here. I'm going to extend it also to this part. 12.25 plus 1 inch of ease plus closing allowance also of 1 inch. So I'll extend the line. So this is it. If you like, you can leave it like this. If you don't, and you just feel like okay, you want to make a curve by the side, you can just take a measurement up from here, maybe 1 inch, 1.5, 2 inches upwards, then you make a curve. But for this tutorial, since it's a simple free basic top, basic bodice, I'm just going to leave it this way. So let's quickly cut out. Okay, so let me take out the back neckline. So I'm going to place another pattern paper here to get my back pattern. So now this is our back pattern. But remember, if you're cutting on your fabric, you're cutting on the fold of two. You're cutting on the fold of two. But because this is a tutorial and I'm using a pattern, that is why it's this single. So but when you're making your bodies on your material or on your fabric, you fold in two like this. You fold in two like this, like this. So but for the sake of tutorial, I just have to go with this. So now another trick is, if you want a zipper for your free top, which most of the times is not common, but there's no problem, it depends on what you want. If you need a zipper, you shift your material this way, take your measurement. If you're taking 1 inch, 1.5, 2 inches for your for your zip allowance, fine. If you're not taking it, then you just make them equal here. Also, if you're making it equal and that your bodice is not going to have a zipper, remember to make sure that your neck width is wider so that your head will be able to enter into your clothes. Or either ways, you put zip It's either you put zip at the back of your clothing or you extend your width of your neck. So for me, I think I'm going to extend the width of the neck. You will consider your hair. There are some people that like making, you know, fuller hair. You carry, hair that two people are supposed to carry. So for those kind of hair, make sure that you extend it. For me, I took 3.5 initially. I'm on low cut now. I'm on low cut. But when I want to put on my wig, my weave on and the rest, or tie a big hair tie, though before tying a big hair tie, I know I'm going to wear my clothes first before before doing that. So, but if you're carrying a big hair, if you're wearing a big hair, I would advise, since your clothes is not your bodice is not going to carry um a zipper at the back, just extend it, make it wider. So in this case, for a plus size, I've taken 3.5 already. Just make it 4 inches. 4 inches. It depends on what you want. You make it 4 inches. Hmm? You make it 4 inches or 4.5. It's okay. It will also serve you. Then you come down by the next neck part also, here, from here to here. You come down a bit so that it will be able to accommodate your head with the big load on it. So I'm going to take 5.5 or 6 inches. So, but in this case, 5.5 is okay. I'll go with 5.5. So, but if there's a zipper on this material, leaving it at 3.5 is okay. So we are assuming that this is not going to have a zipper, so that is why I'm extending it. I'm increasing it in width and I'm increasing it in length. So I'm going to use my free hand also to blend it in. So let's quickly cut. Let's cut out the back and then come back to finish up with the front of our bodice. So I'm going to take off the back armhole, back armhole. So I'm going to use this remaining piece to extend my length. So I've extended my pattern. So let's align it and see what we'll have here. So this is it. I'm going to shapen it so that it will align. So this is it. This is our front pattern and this is our back pattern. So I'm going to pull the back pattern and keep it aside, and let's complete our front pattern. So this is my new neckline. I'm going to chop off the allowance here. This is my front armhole. So guys, this is all about our tutorial today. So here is our bodice. This is the front. This is the front, and this is the back of it. So you can go ahead and place it on your material and then cut it out. So if you've enjoyed this tutorial, can you just kindly go and subscribe so that you keep enjoying it? Subscribe to my channel, like it, share it, comment down below, and also feel free to let me know what's next to do for you guys. Anything at all, I'm here for you. Click, always come back to watch my videos and support my channel. Thank you so much. Bye.